want to welcome you. And what do you think of the seating arrangement? Comfortable? I think it's going to put a little pressure on me because if I get boring and you guys want to start closing your eyes, some of these are recliners, and so I've noticed a lot of people like church have sat in the back so that you won't be picked on. But anyway, I'm excited to be here. I'm looking forward to hopefully sharing some insights with everybody. I grew up with a father and a mother where literally I got business life lessons every single night at a dinner table. There weren't all these activities late at night in the same chair, and my father educated us about his business principles, practices, how to treat people right, everything you can imagine. So I had it in my blood, candidly, but in our family, no one joins our family business unless they go to the outside and they make their mistakes and they learn from other people and they make a name for themselves. That's also a critically important element. The next generation, I'll talk a little bit later, but the first fourth generation person, which I've been mentoring and trying to get him to come join our business, is 28 years old, 29 years old. The problem is not with him, it's location, location, location. He's movie star handsome and he lives on Redondo Beach in California, and getting him back to Milwaukee to work at Waukesha, it will probably be a little bit of a challenge, but I think he's interested in coming back. But the lessons that I learned outside the family business has really helped me be more successful once I came into the business, and I think that was really important. Just because your last name is on the building gives you no competency, in my opinion, to run the business. And I think that's a mistake that a lot of family businesses make. They bring in some anointed one who's kind of a cocky guy in his early 20s, like I was when I was with Wix. I mean, you know, I'm a smart guy today, or a smarter guy, by a lot of mistakes that I've made through my life. In fact, quite frankly, our buyers are a lot smarter because of the mistakes they make. I'm a smarter person because of the mistakes we make, and that's just all part of life, as you know. It's, you know, you learn from your mistakes. And so having been outside the business for 14 years really helped me. I can also share with you, talking about sitting around the dinner table, my little younger brother, Greg, that little tyke, learned a little quicker and better than me, because today he's been the CEO of Target for the last 3 or 4 years. And one thing nice about not really knowing what you're going to talk about, but I have to tell this story, because I am a storyteller. True story. Was probably one of my more humbling moments. When I joined the family business, I really wanted, it was 57 years old, doing $21 million. I wasn't sure how long I was going to stay, but my goal was, I want to get it up to 50 million, and then I've doubled business, and then I can go do something else maybe. That's kind of what I wanted to do. Well, I worked hard with my partners and with everybody else, and one day we hit $100 million, and that to me was just a number that from 21, that it was beyond my expectations, and I was so proud of that. And there was a Christmas dinner at our house, and the family was all there, and I'm sitting at the dinner table, and the seats weren't assigned like they were, but we were all sitting around. After a few glasses of wine, I made this big announcement to my dad, who had just retired a few years earlier. I said, "Dad, I've got something exciting to tell you. This year, we hit $100 million in sales." And my dad just beamed, and he was excited, and he said, "Son, I'm just so proud of you. I just can't tell you how proud I am, and what a great job that you and Ellen and Mark and everybody has done." And my brother Greg kind of looks over, and he's kind of pensive there for a second. He goes, $100 million. He says, "I think we do more than that in toilet paper." And they do. In fact, he keeps me, Greg's a close friend. I was with him last weekend, and he's a ski partner. We go skiing every year together, and you know, I always say, "Well, how's the toilet paper business?" And it's a little shtick between us. So, you know, everything is relative. You think that you're doing great, but, you know, Target does a couple $100 million in toilet paper. So, you know, so I never get too big for my britches, let me tell you. Yes?
My name is Jeannie Silver, and my question is, today, for the first time in history, women actually hold more wealth in this country than men do. And in many buying and purchasing decisions, we are the buyers, we're the holders of the checkbook, and we're the decision makers. And yet, time and time again, we go into a business and they go to our husbands first. And they ask them the questions. What are you doing to promote a culture of recognizing that women actually do have buying power today?
It's a perfect question. Through this last 2 years, we've gone through a lot of strategic planning, and the number one initiative that we're chasing is the customer experience. And when you look at our staff itself, overall, our blend is very close to 50-50 male-female. Our leadership team itself, that's also a constant focus for us. The other component is when you look at educating an individual, we're currently working strongly with a learning module system online, and it's pretty much created through our employees. And once again, when you look at our employee base itself, half of our salespeople are females. So the focus itself is mainly on the customer experience. And in our business, like Gary said, the female shopper, she is the customer making the primary decision within our retail stores.
I think that half answered the question because I know exactly what you're saying. And this is something that I think is important because we're in the process of building this learning management system. We've just put in a digital studio and we're doing our own learning modulars and a selling process. But I see this every single day when I walk into a showroom in High Point or in Las Vegas furniture markets. All of my buyers are female, and you would be amazed. I have not been involved in a direct buying decision of furniture in the last 15 years. Even though my title is still merchandise manager, my buyers buy. That's their title. I don't. I don't second guess them. They have total autonomy, any line, any product, anytime. I have nothing to do with it. Day in and day out at a furniture market, a sales manager for a company or a not so smart male sales rep will look at me and greet me first, and say, so what are you guys looking for today? And he's looking into my eyes, and I have so many times have coached a male salesperson saying, I'm not the one you should be talking to. Elaine Haskey is our upholstery buyer. I think you should have probably shook her hands first and perhaps have addressed that question to her. And that's a really good question. And you know what? It is an opportunity, even within, because I guarantee you, as we know, and we do know, we're trying to get consistency within a selling process that we're going to talk about. That is an opportunity that we can absolutely coach our team with, make sure. So they're very helpful. Thank you. Reasons for our success. I think I mentioned one thing. There is no magic bullet. There is not one thing that I can tell you that is a reason why in an industry where I shared the consolidation and all the companies that have gone out of business, why has Steinhafels survived and not failed? Because we started out, Grandpa had no money, second generation didn't have a whole lot of money. There has to be something that made us survive, some things that we do that I think would be worthwhile sharing because we started out as a very small business and have grown to a mid-sized business, I guess, in the furniture industry. Number one, I talked about it, family dynamics. We have a very positive family dynamic. Number two, reputation. I did cover that. We have a great reputation. We hold our reputation more important than anything else. Without a great reputation, you can't survive. Word of mouth advertising is how Grandpa started the business. At his church, he told everybody at his church, please buy from me. And it's more important today with the rigors of advertising. And we do a lot of stuff just to help the word of mouth. I'll give you an example. Delivery drivers. They're the last person to see our customers, right? Our delivery drivers are employees. They're associates. They understand what's going on. They're not hired outside people. They're part of our family. And we've trained them to be genuine. But we ask them to tell our customers three things, and they're good at two, and the other one they're not so good at. Number one, they thank the customer for the purchase. That's not so hard. We really appreciate you buying from us. Thank you. Number two, we've asked them to reinforce the decision. I know you're going to love sleeping on that Tempur-Pedic mattress. Or, Boy, this sectional looks great in this room. I'll bet you're going to have a lot of fun watching the games on Sunday when the Packers kick the Bears' butts. We reinforce the purchase. And then the third thing, which we've now done, is we've tested it at this store, is we have a referral coupon, and we say, I am sure you're going to have some friends and family over, and they're going to really like what they see here. We would really appreciate it if you have any friends or family to recommend us to your friends and family. And here is a little coupon, and we give them a little offer when we make the delivery. It's been very successful here. We're going to roll it out to our other stores. And by the way, we test a lot of things, no matter what it is. We'll test some things in one store and then roll them out to other stores many times. So that's key. Probably more than anything else, and I could talk about it all day long, is culture. We're successful because we have a culture that is unique. We're open. We're honest. We don't hide things. We're transparent. We share our numbers. We share our profits. We met with our drivers and everybody in our company when we weren't profitable for a while. We're just very open and we're very honest. Our culture is family friendly. If somebody's hurting, needs help, we reach and try to help them. We don't make a big deal of it, but we do lots of little things for people when they need help. We cover their back. We have fun at work. We have a corporate wine cellar. We drink wine after 5. Not every night, but many nights. Sometimes it's all goofing around and having fun, and sometimes we're talking specifically about what we can do. So we have a culture of working hard, playing hard, and it's really served us well. Probably one of the things that I would share that this is also just critical for every company is you've got to have a strategy. You've got to know where you're going or what you're doing. How many of you have done strategic planning, true formalized strategic planning? That's great, a lot of you. You know, it's interesting. We did not have a formal strategic plan until about 3 or 4 years ago. It's been really one of the best things we've done. The alignment that we've been able to have across all channels within our company has been just unbelievable. I mean, it has been so positive. We empower our associates. We're not these crazy owners that run around that have to have their fingers in every single decision. We don't do that. In fact, as you continue to grow, you can't. We trust the people that work for us. We don't micromanage them. That's part of our goals. But we do try to develop talent within our company, and that's really, really an important goal. We coach up, I guess. We want to coach people up to be better. And if they don't respond, or they don't get it, we'll coach them out. Tough love. You got to have people that are part of your team. And you know what? We don't coach a lot of people out, but we do coach people up every single day. We coach each other up every single day. You know, I've gotten to be a better manager through strategic planning, through executive meetings, through professionals that we've hired from other companies that have brought competencies to our company. I continue to learn every single day, and I think that that's really important to our success. Networking. We are huge networkers. We belong to an organization, Impact Consulting. There are 14 retailers that we network with on a P&L basis, literally on a P&L basis. I know theirs, they know mine. We get together a couple times a year. We talk about what's working. We have a best idea. We talk about what's not working. It's been phenomenal. Our buyers, those of us that have similar price points, upper Midwest people, we travel to Asia. We design our own products. We're a buying group. We buy product. It's been phenomenal. And then part of humility. When in doubt, look about. So many things that we do, we get ideas from other people. And we're smart enough not to get them all from our industry. Because our industry isn't, the best. Right there in the kids' play area, there's these little circles with neon. I was in Boston, and I went into a toy store, and I went, oh, wow, those are great. Took pictures of it. I said, let's put this in our next store. And, it's just wherever you are, you get a good idea. But I'll tell you one thing about good ideas and networking, and this is really important. There are no shortage of good ideas. Whether you get one idea today from us or anything else, most problem is most people don't implement them. They get them, but you got to go back and you got to implement them. You got to assign responsibilities. You got to go back and you have 1, 2, or 3 things you want to implement if you go to a seminar, and you got to follow through and do it. And that's really an important part, because there's a lot of things. I look back at some of my notes and I go, why the heck didn't I follow through and do that? That was a great idea. Sometimes you're going through your office and you're going to throw something out and you start rereading it and you go, wow, why am that's right, I thought this was great, I never did it. So I'm as guilty as anybody about not implementing everything, but that's something we all got to work on. We talked about understanding our customers and that they're women. I think we, in spite of the fact the men pay for it a lot, in my house, my woman not only is the influencer, but she pays for it. So we work as a team. I think that's pretty basic, but teamwork is really important. We like each other, we get together, we share ideas, we work as a team, and that's one of the reasons we're successful. And then I think probably the final thing I wanted to say as part of our mantra is we are interested in the long term. I am shocked today at Wall Street and the big corporations that are public. They only care about the next quarterly results. As a family business, we use every legal way we can to expense or depreciate quickly an investment that we make in our business, because it lowers our profits, but it lowers our taxes. In a public company, they do the opposite. They want to capitalize everything because they want to show short-term profits, because bonuses and everything else are tied to that. They don't want to build their brand as much as they should, because that's a long-term strategy. Some companies don't want to reinvest in their businesses, in IT initiatives, because they have long-term benefits, not short-term benefits. And I believe there's a lot of companies today are out of business because we're thinking short-term, not thinking long-term. Private companies, which most of you guys are, you guys can think long-term. You don't have to worry about it as long as you're not worrying about solvency. Think long-term. What's best for your business in the long term? I think that will serve you really well. I think our aggressive expansion was an example of that. At retail, what's important to be successful at retail? The entry to the game is real simple. It's not a reason for success. We would be out of business if we didn't have the right products at the right price. If you don't have the right products at the right price, that's just the entry. That doesn't ensure anything. That just gets you into the game. We have customers-focused policies that often aren't good for the operation side. When we implemented that 30-day money-back guarantee, which we still have, our happiness guarantee, that's not efficient for the distribution center when a customer says, well, it's too big, you know what, I don't know. My mother-in-law came over, she doesn't like it, take it back. I don't want it. Hopefully they buy something else. That costs us money, but guess what? That builds loyalty. So you better be efficient if you can offer those kinds of policies. And you can't let the tail wag the dog. You got to be able to be smart enough to know that you're building a relationship with a customer. And most customers, they don't send things back. They just don't know that we're not a branded product. They think the quality's pretty good. They kind of like the cover. They sit on it. And I think I want to buy some. Most people come back and buy something better. So we have policies that are not operationally efficient, but they're customer-centric. And that's what's made us successful. Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure.